Hello, guys. Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to Boss Talk Live, y'all. And I believe this is episode 12. Is it 12? Episode 12, I believe, y'all. We are on a roll, okay? So, as you know, I am the host. My name is Essie Arrington. I am the CEO of Boss Lady Empire. And as you know, we sell activewear, waist trainers, and some of everything, okay? So we're so excited about our special guest tonight. Get excited, ladies and gentlemen. Please give a warm welcome to my special guest, Makita Moore, y'all. Okay, she is a mother. She's an author. She's a realtor. She has a nonprofit group. She does it all. And I'm so excited for you guys to hear her story, her journey, and so many different things she's going to offer. Get your pen and your paper ready because she's going to be dropping some knowledge today. So guess what? Let her go ahead and introduce herself.
Hey everybody! Oh my goodness! So yes, I'm an author. I have a publishing company, like she said. I have a not-for-profit organization, and we tour 8 months out of the year, going from different cities, telling our stories. I am a new realtor, but been in the industry for a while now, and I am a new full-time entrepreneur. So that's a little hard being coming from 9 to 5 into full-time entrepreneurship. So this has definitely been a journey. Absolutely.
That is so amazing. So, you know what? Let's jump right in and get to know her, y'all, a little bit better. So, let's go ahead and talk about your publishing company, okay? Let's talk on that. How did you get that started? How did that journey begin? Plus, a little background on that.
Wow. So it started in 2016. And to be totally just transparent, because that's who I am, right? It started because I was in a dark place. It started because I called myself outing my dad. So I wanted to write this book and talk about how he's, not been in my life and
Okay.
all of that great stuff, right? But during writing that, while I was writing the book, I found me. So it was less about him and more about me.
Okay.
Um, with that, I wanted other people to feel the same way. I wanted them to be able to release and be transparent and really talk about the things that a lot of people are not talking about. I have nothing against writing about anything other than autobiographies, but when you write about you and what you've been through,
Yes.
that is a different kind of release. So now, what is this? We're 6 or 7 years in now.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
so now I do a lot of collaborations, and we talk about different aspects of the journey, right? Whether it is the journey to womanhood or motherhood. We talked about breaking generational curses. We've talked about the skin you're in because of, a lot of people feel like dark skin is not in or light skin is not in. So we talked about that. Our latest book that's about to come out, we're talking about just kind of being a conqueror and how did we make it over. And these books usually between maybe 8 to 12 authors. And I also help other authors write their own story. I coach them through that, teach them how to be transparent and talk them through that. So it's definitely something to get into. Absolutely.
I love it, y'all. Did y'all hear all that she do? All
Yeah.
that she do and all that in the mix of that, she's writing books. I believe when me and you talk, you wrote more than one book. Tell them how many books you got.
I have, oh my goodness. So under my publishing company, we have 13. And I
Congratulations.
am the co-author of 3 other books under another publishing company. So I am author of 16 books, but my company, I want to say, I think we're at 13 because 14 is about to come out. So yeah.
Congratulations. That is so
Yes,
amazing to have Black
yes,
authors out here, okay? That's
yes.
out here making things happening, doing the work, behind the scene work. Because you're not just writing the books, you're behind the scene helping other
Oh
people
my
write
goodness.
their books too. So I
Yes.
know you stay busy.
the behind the scenes is what people don't know, right? They feel like a lot of people are, well, if I just write the chapters, but then you got the edits, then you got the formatting, then you have the actual uploading,
Mm-hmm.
you've got so many other like little pieces that go into that, ISBN numbers, publishing rights. It's a lot of details that go into self-publishing. But when all of those things come together, you are a published author and you own 100% of your rights. So
Wow.
it's very important that you own all of your book and not just some. Some
So
publishing
you're
companies, unfortunately, until you pay them back, they own part of your story.
really, I didn't know that. So it's best to get your own book published. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, do self pub. In my opinion, I'm a self publisher, right? Because I want to own 100% of my story. You weren't there, you didn't live it, so how is it that you own some of it? So I teach people how to self publish. My company does not publish your book. I teach you how to self publish. The only time that my company publishes the book is a collaboration. With the
Okay.
collaboration, of course, my company publishes the book. However, you are still 100% all your rights of that chapter.
Wow. So you walk them step by step. Hey,
Step
do
by
this, do
step.
that, do this. That is so amazing. So y'all heard her. If you're looking to be, self-publish your book, definitely inbox her, DM her, do it all. She's gonna walk you through it. She's gonna tell you what you need to do to get that done. But I want to go back to what you said about, what did you say? The skin you are in. We don't talk about that.
We
Being
don't.
comfortable with the skin you are in. Now, tell us a little bit about that. You did mention that.
So I want to say that book, don't quote me. I want to say we had 8 authors on that one. I've done a lot of collaborations, y'all, so please don't quote me because like I said, anywhere between 6, maybe 8. I think the lowest was 6, maybe.
Okay.
So 12 authors are in a book, period. So that particular book, I want to say there are 8 of us. And my personal chapter, I talk about being dark skinned. I talk
Okay.
about being, I spent $7,000 on braces. So at one point, my teeth were buck. I
Okay.
used to suck my thumb. So it talked about being comfortable with who I am, no matter
Okay.
what I look like, right? I still need to be comfortable. Um, you go to the doctor, and if you 5 pounds overweight, you're obese, right? And that
Yeah.
word alone is a lot of that word. You're like, but I'm not. I'm okay, right? So
Right.
it's just about being comfortable with who you are, what you look like, what you are about. When I tell people when you're happy inside, that definitely
Shows
shows
on the
outward.
outside. Yeah,
So
it
it's
shows
about
on
being
the
comfortable.
outside. But how do you feel with social media playing a big part of people looking at themselves differently?
Oh
One is,
my
oh,
God.
I'm not pretty enough, or my butt ain't big enough, or my stomach ain't flat enough, or I'm not light enough, or I'm not dark enough. Because they go,
It
skin
goes both ways. Sometimes it's
they
the light skin, sometimes it's the dark.
yeah, sometimes the light is, sometimes it's never both. So
Yeah.
how do you feel about social media playing a part in
Social
that?
media has killed a lot of people. And I say that because they go to these different places trying to get this surgery done because they're not good enough. They're not enough.
Mhm.
So I talk to a lot of young people because I mentor as well. Um, you have to be happy with you no matter what. And I get it, right? Because I'm one of the women that I want a tummy tuck, but I
Yeah.
don't want it to make me look like other people or look like society says that I should look. I just
Mhm.
want it so I don't have a muffin top,
Yeah.
right? But it's something that Makita wants. Whether I get it or not, I'm
Mhm.
happy. I'm
You
okay.
still happy.
Um, but society says you have to be this size with this size waist, with these
Hmm.
size breasts, this size butt. And after you get all of that, if you're not happy within, you can look in the mirror and still see the old person. So
Yeah,
even after you spend all of that money, it takes inside. The
it
inside
does.
has to get better. So
Hmm.
society, in my opinion, they've killed a whole lot of people. And not even just death, like dying, but killed them off because now they don't even know who they were, let alone who they are.
Oh,
So
yes.
society has killed a lot of people.
Yes, and I agree with that because I was reading upon something with Lil Kim. You know how at the BET Awards, everybody's like, "Oh my God, what happened to Lil Kim? She looked like this, looked like that." And she came out and she said, "I never felt pretty enough. A guy never told me I was enough. A guy never said, well, you were pretty enough. She said, they always put me against another woman." He said,
Yes.
"You could be like the white blonde woman and the long blonde hair, and you need to look this, your hair need to be lighter." And so she said, to this day, I still to this day do not feel pretty enough. And she has had multiple surgeries. So, like you said, it goes back to no matter if you get the surgery, no matter what you do to your body, you have to be happy. Because guess what? When you go get that surgery, people still gonna say either what, ugh, her
She
booty
not.
don't
She
look
still.
good.
Her booty's still not big enough. Or oh, look at her booty now. It's. They talked about Jesus. So move
Yes,
on.
something
They
wrong.
talking about Jesus. So as long as they talking about you, you're doing something right. And you'll never, ever, ever, ever get to a point where society, all of society, feels like you're enough. You
Yeah.
have to know you're enough. But that also goes into, for me, dad, right? Dad is the
Oh,
first
yeah.
man you fall in love with. Dad is the
Mhm.
person that tells you you're pretty. Where's my pretty girl? Where's my, you know
Yes.
what I'm saying? And when we don't get that, we look for that in society or men.
Yeah.
We look for somebody to tell us we're good enough. You
Yeah,
got to
we do.
know. We
We
got
do.
to
And
know.
sometimes it's like we need validation,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
You need that validation from somebody, no matter if it's your
Somebody to say,
friends,
oh,
your
you're
dad.
pretty today. Or, you know, it gets bad when you wake up in the morning and you don't feel as pretty, and then nobody tells you you're still pretty or you're still beautiful.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
now we feel like we need somebody to say that, when in actuality you need to wake up every morning, even if you put a post-it note on your mirror in the bathroom every
I
morning, tell
tell them to
yourself,
do
I
that.
am
Yeah.
enough. I am pretty. I am gorgeous, right? You have to. Otherwise, you'll be looking for it from the outside and it'll never be enough.
I agree. It takes that. It takes that you looking at yourself. And sometimes you gotta look at yourself in a different light. And then I think that goes back to emotionally. Because when
Absolutely.
you're not happy within self and emotionally happy, you see yourself different when you look in the mirror. Everyone else sees you gorgeous, but when you look in the mirror, because you're emotionally drained, you're
Absolutely.
emotionally upset, or you're emotionally going through something, like you said, a father figure, you're emotionally just out of it. So when
Yeah.
you look in the mirror, you see pure ugliness, even though you know you're not ugly, but you see it. So sometimes you have to be emotionally and physically ready and to be purely happy. And it goes a long way, but that's what I think.
Look, therapy.
I'm gonna get to that therapy too.
Therapy.
A lot of us black people don't believe in therapy, but I think that's nothing wrong with that. But hey,
God
it's
gave us God and therapy. Okay.
you need it. But anyways, let's talk about you being a realtor. Okay, I've been saying congratulations to you on Facebook. You've been blowing up. You've been posting your
Yes.
little flyers. I seen
Yes.
your car flyer on the car, baby. You've been
Yes.
going big. So tell us how you even got into that. I know when we talk, you worked in the school industry,
I
girl,
did.
for
I did.
years, y'all. I'm gonna let her tell you what
Yes.
happened. How she went
Yes.
from the school industry to now, but she worked in that and now she's a full-time realtor. Let
Yes.
us know. Let us know.
So the journey started maybe 2 years ago. And well, when I was 21, I took the class, but I was like, I don't want to do this. It was a little bit rough for me. I was
Yeah.
21 years old. I wasn't focused. So about 2 years ago, I took the class and I didn't finish the class because the class was
Okay.
online. So I was like, I don't know if I really want to do that. But then I start the home buying process of my own. And I
Okay.
was like, oh, this is I get it now, right? Because they started saying terms that I had already read about when I was taking the real estate class. And I was like, oh, that's what that is. I can do this, right?
Yeah.
And then I had a really good realtor, right, that
Okay.
helped me out, and I would call him late at night, like, I don't know. And I had an amazing loan officer. So with all of that, I was like, I need to go ahead and do this. So I decided to take the class, took the class, passed the class, took the real estate exam, passed it on the first try, which is very hard, I must say, for most people to do. So I passed the class, passed the test first time, and signed on with a really predominantly great company, right? Because
Okay.
it's national. It is actually we're international.
Wow.
I signed on with Keller Williams Preferred, a great company to work for or work with, right? Um, and then once I did all of that, I got a meeting with HR at work, and they were like, Miss Moore, unfortunately, your position has been eliminated for next year. And I was
Look at
like,
that.
what? Eliminated. So what am I supposed to do? You know, you make great money, right? And you know that this check is coming every 2 weeks or every week or however you get paid, and you start depending on that money, right? You
You
start,
do.
okay, well, I know I got this money coming, so I can go buy this Coach bag today because that's really what I do. I'm a shopaholic.
Hmm.
um, so when they told me that my position had been eliminated, I was like, okay, so now what? So
Yeah.
I was depressed for a whole day. And that may not seem long for some, but somebody like me that's happy and go
Yeah.
lucky all the time, I was just like, what am I supposed to do? So I had these
Mhm.
extensive conversations with God. Like, God, I don't know what you're trying to do, but this is scary.
Yeah.
And I promise you, it felt like he sat on the couch next to me and was like, I ain't no taxi cab, baby. I'm not going to take you somewhere and leave you.
There
That's not
you
what I
go.
do. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was like, if he did it before, he'll do it again.
Amen. Won't he
He'll do
do it?
it again.
Yes, he will.
This ain't the first time I've been without a job. You know, I just really and truly, a lot of people don't know is I was an entrepreneur well before I started working a 9 to 5. I own
Huh.
hair salons. I've done cooking. I've I've always been an entrepreneur, right? Even when I was doing the 9 to 5, I still had the publishing company. I still had my not for profit. So this is nothing new per se, right?
Okay.
Um, so I was just like, you know what? I trust you, and no matter what, I trust you. I trust that you the same God yesterday, today, and forevermore. So I trust you. So I am on this real estate journey, and I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. Um,
Okay. I'm excited for you. Let me ask you a question. Far as, like you said, being afraid to start something where you come from a secure check. You know, a lot of us get so afraid, like, I ain't finna step into that over there. I'm nervous. This is secure over here. This 9 to 5, I get a secure check, everything comfortable. But God is pushing you to greater. And you like, I don't know, God, I don't know. You know, how do you deal with that?
he'll make you so uncomfortable you don't have a choice but to walk away. It'll
Mm,
be so uncomfortable. These same people that you laughed and kicked it with at work, and oh, I can't wait to get to work because girl, I already know she went out last night and she don't even talk to you no more,
mm, mm.
right? Your
Yep.
check don't look the same way, or it don't. Your money will be the same, and it doesn't pay the bills the same way it did. So now you need
Mhm.
another job, right?
Yep.
God will make you so uncomfortable because when he says move, he doesn't expect you to question him. He needs you to
Oh,
move because he said move. So
that's
he
right.
will tell you way prior to this because I'm going to be honest with you. When we went back into the school after the pandemic, I knew I didn't want to be there. The
Okay.
kids were different. The administration was different. They were making different rules. They were
Hmm.
doing different things. Everything was changing. And I was like, I don't
Okay.
want to be here. This ain't it. Right. But I stayed. And I was like, well, I could do another year
That's
and
because you
then
were
I'll
comfortable.
branch out. I'll do another year and then I'll branch out. And God was like, okay, you don't hear me because I've told you already.
Mm,
This ain't it. I've
mm.
made you uncomfortable. You still stayed. I've helped you pass the test. You still stayed. So now you don't have a job at all.
You ain't got no choice, huh?
So now what you gonna do? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna trust you. That's what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
twiddle my thumbs now. Faith without works is dead. That's in the
That's,
Bible.
you
I'm gonna
better
do what
say
I need
that.
to do, right? I'm going
Hmm.
to lead generate and all of those good things. But I trust that he is my provider. He always
Mm.
has been
Always will be.
and always will be. He's my provider. I ain't scared. I'm nervous,
Yeah.
but I ain't scared.
And that's normal. You're human. You know, we
Mhm.
are humans, and it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be scared. But sometimes, to me, it's just as hard as you work your 9 to 5. Work your business
You
just
have to
as
still get up at
hard.
6 o'clock in the morning, take your shower, get your coffee, and get up. Right
Yep.
now, I'm putting a home office in my basement because I find myself, oh, I can sleep in. No, ma'am, you can't. You might
Mhm.
not have that 9 to 5, but you still have a 9 to 5, baby. You still
That's
got a
right.
publishing company. You still got to do stuff for the Art of Transparency because we're about to start a new tour. You know, if you don't do your business 6 months ahead, you're late. So now I'm working on next year's tour, right? I
Huh.
ain't even finished this year, but I got to work on next year. Same with my publishing company. I have a book starting already. So what's the next book, right? These
That's
are
right.
things
Think
that have to
ahead.
be in motion. So now with the real estate, now I need to find me some leads. So
Mhm.
because once this house closed, I need another one.
You
That house
better
is closing.
speak.
I need now. Where's the next one? So it's always something to do. So I am getting my
Mhm.
home office together because I may not walk out of here for a 9 to 5, but I still have a 9 to 5.
You
I
better speak. And that's what I try to tell people. You know, I have multiple, business and partnerships I do. And when people join my team, I tell them, like, don't expect to go in here and make money if you're not putting that energy into your business. If you're not looking for those leads, like you said, okay, I got this one lead. Who's the next lead I got to go after?
Who's the
Who's
next one? Because
the
once they
customer?
buy it, then what? Once
Then
this
what?
house closed, she ain't gonna buy another one tomorrow.
Yep,
Once I get 10 people to join the tour, what's going to keep them?
that's
Right?
it.
Once I get an author to do a publishing, okay, she's going to give me a shout out, or he's going to give me a shout out, like, oh my God, I worked with Makita, she's great. Okay, but what are you doing to make sure that that person calls you to say, hey, I know you work with such and such. I saw the big, I saw the book. I need to work with you, right? There are things you have to put in place because if you don't, entrepreneur or not, the bills come every month.
Like clockwork.
Think about it. When you pay a bill, right? Like I'll take my gas bill because it's sitting right here on my table. It's due on the 15th, right? Every month, 15th. But on the 25th, I'm gonna get an email that says your bill is ready to be viewed. They ain't waiting to the 15th to the 16th again. They
Nope.
want their money every month at the same time.
Every
So
month.
they've already started my bill. On the 16th, the new bill is formed,
Woo!
right? From the
Yep.
16th to whatever date, it's hey, I need that.
Yep.
You have to do the same thing in your business, ComEd or Nicor or whatever the heating and light gas, your mortgage. They
Yes.
already told you owe this amount of money, and we're
On
expecting
this
this
day.
amount of money every month on the first. We've
Yep.
already sent, and you got it in the mail. It's like clockwork. You have to
Yeah,
do the same with your businesses.
you do.
You have to. Otherwise, you're gonna be behind the 8 ball, and then you're gonna be like, "Well, I don't." Now you're trying to play catch up, and it's too hard to catch up.
Oh,
It's too hard.
once you backhand, baby, it's hard. So always think of your own business as a 9 to 5. Okay, it's
Yeah.
gonna be some hard days. I always tell people, being an entrepreneur is not easy.
No.
You're gonna have some days when you don't get no leads. You have some days when you don't get no customers, and you're gonna even have some weeks when you don't get nothing. You sit back like, Lord, I didn't post it, I didn't did my back, I didn't send emails out, I didn't did commercials, and sometimes it just don't happen. But you can't give up. Don't never give
No.
up. Stay consistent. Keep
Yes.
posting. Keep going, because baby, they
There's
watching.
somebody watching you. Somebody's watching you, and they gonna say, "I promise you, that somebody is going to say to you, I've been watching you for a while,
They
and I
always
was just
do.
waiting on my money to get right, or I was just waiting on, you know, my message to say I needed to call you." It's always a person that is watching, and when you don't do what you need to do, they stop watching, right? So now you got to get now you're building a whole new audience. Now just stay
Mhm.
consistent, and I promise you, your audience will build itself. They
And it
watch.
will. It
They
will. It
watch.
will literally build itself. But
Mhm.
when you give up and you take a week off, 2, 3 days off, guess what? You lose your audience. They
Because
ain't gonna
now
know
instead
you.
of having not having a client for a day, now you don't have a client for the next 2 weeks because you took 2 weeks off.
Girl,
I
you
know,
better
I
speak.
know. I've been doing this for a long time, so real estate just kind of came a little bit more natural for me than most, because this is, I know you have to consistently work. There's no off days. There's no, and you know your 9 to 5 gave you PTO. We don't get that. We don't get that. You have to schedule that. Like I'm scheduling my vacations for next year now because I know I need to work. I need to work at least 4 months. Then I can go on a small vacation. I need to work another 4 months. You know what I'm saying? Like
You
you
do.
can't just up and go unless you're taking your computer with you. And then
And I am. Look,
I
I ain't gonna
am.
lie. As a being your own boss, you're not really off, are you? Be honest. When you're on a trip, you're checking emails, you're checking customers' response, you're checking customers getting on your website, doing this. You're never off. So remember that when you're an entrepreneur, you're never off work. Because I'm never off work. I'm getting calls from people that's on my team. I'm getting emails from
Yeah.
customers. I'm getting alert from my website. I had to think about who's going to be on Boss Talk Live next week, who I need to admit. You know, it's no days off. And then if you're a
Yeah.
mom, if you're a wife, you're
Oh,
juggling
that's a
everything.
whole nother juggle, right? That's a whole nother juggle. I tell people when I go on vacation, if my phone get quiet, I'm nervous. So if you don't see me checking my phone, it's a problem, okay? There is a
Right.
problem. And then I'm going to be ready to go because I need to get home to figure out why my phone not going off. Is it working? Is somebody else not working? Because why is my phone not going off?
And that's it.
And I just went to Panama with my oldest daughter, maybe 2 weeks ago now, and she was like, "Ma, get out your phone." No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
It's
No,
my
ma'am.
moment.
Because when I get back, I need to show 5 houses. When I get back, I need to get this book done. When I get back, I need to. So in the meantime, I got other stuff that I have to do right now.
That's
Now I'm
right.
gonna be on vacation for a couple hours, but then I need to go back to the room because I need to check my emails. I need to send emails out. There's still things in motion. There's still things in motion. And she was like, I get it, Mom. I guess that's how we got here. Please understand.
Please and thank you. But let's talk about your nonprofit group. Let us know what's the name of it and give us a little background how people can find it, do donations. Tell us about it.
Oh my goodness. So the nonprofit started at the very beginning in 2016. It started under the publishing company because
Okay.
I just kind of wanted to do a book tour because I had wrote this book and I wanted to sell this book, right? However, telling my story to people, the audience went crazy. There were people coming to me, inboxing me, emailing me, calling me. Oh my God, Makita, that's my story, right? So
Wow.
the nonprofit started, well, the name of the nonprofit is the Art of Transparency Not-for-Profit Organization and Tour, but it's Art of Transparency for short, right? Um, on the tour, every city we go to, we used to adopt a shelter. Well, we
Okay.
pulled it out of the shelters during the pandemic because during the pandemic you couldn't go into the shelter. So we
Mhm.
started doing other community outreach. Like we would give a free workshop to help you with your resume, teach you how to dress when you went on interviews. We did mock interview questions.
Okay.
We did a peace circle with the youth ages, I want to say 12 to 18. And then there were us adults, right? We want to hear what you got to say. We're going to tell you what we have to say. It was amazing because you get to
Okay.
talk to the kids and they're like, oh my God, this is how we feel. Um, we have done clothing drives. We do it all. Like we don't have a set, only work with this group or only work with that group, because there's so much to do out here. I know a
Okay.
lot of people say find your niche and just kind of niche it down, but when it comes to community service, we can't. We just can't. We need to be whatever needs to be done in that particular city. That's what we're gonna
Right.
do. Whether it's
Okay.
feed people or clothe them, we're doing it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, we and then we tell our story, right? So we do our community outreach on Friday, And then on Saturday, we have an event where we talk about where we've been, what we've been through, and where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
We are conquerors. We are domestic violence survivors. We are suicide attempt survivors. We are cancer survivors. Like there's so many different surviving trauma, childhood trauma, all of
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And we talk about it, right? We talk about it from a transparent point of view, not we don't sugarcoat anything. You gonna hear it, right? You need to
Okay.
know this is what happened to us, and but this is how I made it through that. There
Okay.
were days that I thought I wasn't.
Okay.
However, I did, and this is where I am today. Um, and we go from city to city, every city, and we travel from February to October. We do a orientation in January, so we kind of travel from January to October. We just don't have an event in January.
Okay.
And then we also travel internationally. So
Wow.
we've been to the Bahamas, we've been to Cancun. This year in
Wow.
October, we're taking a cruise to, I don't even remember. I want to say Mexico, someplace in
Okay.
Mexico. Um, so the speakers are then, they are certified as international speakers. Um,
Wow.
so it's a lot that I do. It's a whole lot.
You are a busy woman. How
I
did
am. And when
if
I'm not
people
busy, I'm praying because I'm like, Lord, what am I supposed to do? Is this an off day? Is this what this is? I get to
you don't
do
go out
nothing?
there.
Like nothing.
Right. How do they donate? Like if they want to donate clothes or money or how do they
Absolutely. We do have a website, www.artsoftransparency.org. www.artsoftransparency.org. You can find me on Facebook, of course. All of my websites are there. So we take all kinds of donations. We take clothes, purses, because we started this Purses in Prayer with another not-for-profit organization. We started to partner with them. So we donate purses and
Okay.
toiletries. They put them in the purse. They go out and they pray. Some of our team goes with them. It's just it. There is nothing too little or too big for us, right? We did chili in the park where we cooked this. I have never seen a pot this huge before in my life, but we did that. So if you want to donate, we would be more than happy to accept. We need all donations. And the donation button is on our website. We also
Okay.
have Zelle, we got Cash App, we got it all.
You is put it out there because people are gonna sometimes they inbox me, well, how do we give back or how do we help?
Yeah.
I'm glad you explaining all that to them. But I also want to backtrack. I know I said I really wanted to touch on this with you. You said it at the beginning about how God told you he's not a taxi driver.
He's
Me and
not.
her talked over the phone about this, and it touched me because I feel like a lot of us feel like God just drop us off somewhere and leave us there and don't have anything for us, but he don't. You know, he brings you to a certain place because he knows that you can do it, and he's right there on the side of you, pushing you, rooting for you. So me and her really talked on that. I want you, that's something she thought of, that God is not a taxi driver. So tell us, where did you come up with that at?
It hit me. It hit me when I was asking God, like, what is this? What are we doing? What just happened? I don't have a job. And God was like, I'm not a taxi cab, baby. I'm never gonna take you somewhere and just drop you off. I don't just drop you off. And it goes back to the saying, if he brought you to it, he'll bring you through it.
Mm,
Right?
yep,
There's
yep.
all kind of what they want to call cliche sayings. Another great saying that people really don't realize what they're saying, the
Mm.
teacher is always the quietest during the test.
Oh, he is
The teacher is always quiet, right? You
always.
can ask questions, but 9 times out of 10, no questions. You need the test because they've given you the lesson.
Mhm.
The test is, will you trust me enough? Right? That's where that comes from. He is not a taxi cab. So yeah, it may get tough, right? At that point, I couldn't understand what he had done. Like, you took my job.
Mm-hmm.
You took my job.
Yeah.
My security, my you think about your medical, your dental, and you took all of that. And
Yeah.
I literally heard him say, I'm not a taxi cab though. And what you looking at, I want to say this to the viewers because it literally just hit me real hard. The vision that you have for you is this big.
Yep.
But the vision that he has for you is bigger than this house. It because you have what you can see, but he made you in his image. He knows your story well before you do. He's already written it.
Already written it.
Now, I'm not going to tell you you can't do nothing, right? You can't just sit back and twiddle your thumbs. That's not how that works. You have to work for it.
Mm.
But if you trust him and believe and know that he has
Ooh,
you,
Jesus.
he is not a taxi cab. He is not going to just drop you off, right? It will come. It will come. I am believing that this time next year, I'm going to be, I'm literally going to probably be standing on my land,
Ah,
getting ready to build my house.
you have to
Because
speak.
this ain't it for me. You know what I'm like? This ain't, and I'm never saying that I'm not grateful for the things that I have because absolutely I am. But the
Yeah.
house that I live in now belongs to the art of transparency in a year, right? Because this
Wow.
will be a domestic violence shelter. This is not my
Wow.
home. This is what I bought it. I lived in it. I got it fixed up. But now I need to help somebody through it.
Mm.
You come, this is going to be your safe haven. 72 hours. You can stay here 72 hours while we find you and your babies or you somewhere to go safely, right?
Mm.
But
Yeah.
that also means that Makita got to find her a new house.
God already got that written and planned for you.
It's
All right.
already in the plan. I
But
just
you
got
have
to
to
work.
work.
I
You have
got
to
to
work
work.
for it.
I got to
You
work.
can't expect him to say, I got you some land. And you like, okay, I'm gonna sit here, Lord. Just let me know when you
And you
ready.
laid in the bed because it's 6 o'clock and you ain't gotta punch no clock. You do have a clock. And if you need to, go on Amazon and get you a time clock and put it in your little home office. Because
That's
you got a clock. You got to punch a clock. And this clock, you know how you go to work, you work from 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, 7 to 3,
mhm.
whatever it is. Baby, this clock is probably 9 to 9, 12 to 12. You might not get off till tomorrow.
Ain't no off day. Ain't no off day. And that's something, me and my husband had a talk with. I told him, I'm like, I never thought Boss Talk would just keep going like this. A lot of people probably thought, oh, she gonna do 1 or 2 episodes and it's gonna be over with. But no, baby, God had plans for me. He's steady bringing these amazing entrepreneur, God-fearing women in my life. And
Yeah,
he gonna keep bringing them because each
yeah,
and every one of y'all have a story to tell. Because each and every one of y'all gonna touch somebody on this live. They're gonna say, man, I needed to hear that today. That touched me today. I needed that that push to get over that.
that's
Because
all.
one thing
That's
I
what
would
life is.
say,
Let
yeah,
me
that's
push you.
right. You
Let me
push
push
it.
you. Let
Yeah.
me push you. And I'm gonna drop this last nugget, and that is the things that you go through aren't even for you. You have to go through it so that you can pull somebody else out of it. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
Yep.
Why did I go through the divorce? Because somebody that's close to you or somebody that's gonna need your story. Well, why did I lose my job? Because somebody gonna need your story.
And know how you survived and God
And
got you
know
out.
you survived it. I live, breathe, walk transparency. You think God ain't gonna put me to the test?
Or
Ooh,
he
child. He is, and he do.
But that's what I always tell people when you've been through the storm, your journey is your testimony. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And you know how we want it so bad. God, but I'm ready. I'm ready. Give it to me now. He know you're not ready. But when you go through those storms and you go through all that triumph and the turmoil, and then guess what? When you ready to see across that hill and you really get ready, it's gonna be so overwhelmingly joyful, happy. Guess what? Because you're gonna appreciate it.
it's the
If he
test.
just gives it to you and you just take off, you don't appreciate it.
I'm
But when
telling
he
you,
takes
people
you,
have to put things in a perspective that
yeah,
it clicks with them, right?
yeah,
That's why I use school and test and everyday life, right? Because there's
Yes.
a lesson, then there's a test. When you pass the test, what happens? Your grades are great, right? That's the same thing in life. God gives you the lesson. He gonna put you through something. But then
Yes.
the test comes. Can you take that same thing that you was telling your friend?
Mm-hmm.
Because we do that a lot. Oh, girl,
Yep.
all you got to do is, or all you got. Okay, cool. You think that? No problem. So let me test you and see if you're gonna do the same thing
Same
you
thing.
just told somebody else to do, and see how it is, right? And then you go through this test, and you like, Lord, I don't know. And then something will click, and you'll be like, you know what? I just told my friend, or I just told my daughter, or I just told my son. Let me apply that. Apply the lesson, and the test will get greater. I promise.
That's
And
right.
once you come out of the test, he's going to give you the amazing grade that you was searching for. It he ain't no taxi cab, y'all. He is not gonna pick you up and just drop you off. That's not how it works. That's just not how it works.
Yes, and I totally agree. I am so happy that you are able to come on here and just share your story, share your journey, and you have so much more to give to the world. And I'm so looking
Yeah.
forward to it. I'm looking forward to your posting on social media so I could be right there. Congratulations, because in our day and age, we as women need
Yeah.
to congratulate each other
Mm-hmm.
more,
Yeah.
just a little bit more. How about a lot more? I
A
take a
lot
lot.
more, but
But it doesn't take nothing. When a person posts something just to say you did that, girl, I see you. Congratulations. Heart it, like it, okay? Because
share it.
share it. A share goes a long way. It doesn't cost you nothing. It's not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna affect you. By sharing somebody else's post, you're giving them the opportunity to grow and to be better in their business that they're in. So I always tell people, just don't watch my story. I see you watching it all day, every day.
It's a whole
But
list of people just watching.
I see you. And it's crazy because when I say that, is you can put up a post, baby. A certain post, and you're gonna get 100, 300, and you got 75 comments. But when you post about something
Mhm.
you doing and you got going on and it's your business, you're gonna get 1 or 2 likes. You might get a couple of hearts and people
Yeah.
congratulate you. But that's the problem our community have. Let's start motivating each other. Let's start, holding each other accountable.
The accountability piece. I need my friends to be like, "Nah, Keita, you can't.
Hmm,
You
let's
can't do
start
that.
doing
You
it. Yeah,
can't say that.
no,
Take that down, Makita."
take that down.
we,
You
we we
need
we need
that.
accountability partners
Yeah,
other than, girl, you going out tonight? Girl, let's go get a drink. That's
yeah.
fine. That's
That's
cool. But I need you to be like, girl, you know you need to be doing some lead generating. Come on now. You've been on this phone 20 minutes on Facebook. What you doing? Other
And
than Facebook.
I think that's what we do a lot. If you can take the time out when you wake up in the morning, make sure you pray first. A lot of us have a hard time doing that, but I try to do it. Then, before you get on social media, write down what you need to do. I like to write it down at nighttime. I write down everything I need to do the next day. Look, this is my book, y'all.
Yes.
I write everything down the night before. Okay, when I get up, I need to do this, and this. Because guess what? Once I get on social media, I'm looking at everybody. Oh, girl, this happened
You could be
today.
on TikTok and Facebook for hours and don't even know
Don't
it.
even know it. So if you can be on social media that long, you can put that much time into your business.
Your
When I
business.
tell you, put that time into your business and watch it grow.
Yes.
Watch it grow.
Absolutely. I agree.
Watch it grow. So let them know where they can find you at. Tell them your social media website one more time.
Okay, so social media is always Makita the author Moore. That's on all the platforms. Makita the author Moore. My website for the publishing or speaking engagements is www.makitamore.com. Then you can find me at my Art of Transparency, the not for profit organization. It is www.artoftransparency.org. And then if you need a house, you looking for a house, you want to sell your house, I'm your girl. And I can be reached there at makitamore.kw.com. That's me.
And where you're located at in Chicago, right?
I am in Chicago. I am licensed in Illinois right now. I am soon to get my Tennessee real estate license because I live in two places. Crazy, but I do. So I'll be getting my Tennessee license soon as well. But yeah, that's me.
Y'all heard her. So once again, thank you so much for being my
Thank
special
you.
guest today. I enjoyed you, and I'm pretty sure our guests enjoyed you. And like she said, if you need any help or questions or donations, I tagged her in this video on my Facebook Live. Go ahead and DM her, go inbox her. When I
Yeah.
tell y'all, when I spoke to her, I saw her, she was like a breath of fresh air, okay? So
Thank
she's an
you.
amazing, welcoming person.
Thank
Any
you.
questions, definitely DM her, inbox her. Thank you again, and make sure you guys
Thank
stay
you.
tuned for our next Boss Talk Live. We will not have it this coming weekend. We're gonna skip a weekend because that's hubby birthday, y'all. So I gotta celebrate him, okay? So we will not have Boss Talk Live next weekend, but the weekend after we're gonna have it. And stay tuned. Me and Miss Makita Boy Baby, we're gonna be doing some more things together.
Yes.
Make
Yes.
sure you guys stay tuned, and thank you once again for watching, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.